Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be dating women on the rebound. Got an email here from a viewer. He says, "Hi Coach, I'd like to ask what you should do if you meet a woman who is recently out of a relationship in regards to her rebounding. I met a woman out of a 9-year relationship and she used me as a rebound unbeknownst to me. When I had built her confidence up, she left me and went with someone else once she felt better." And I'd say it's not that she dumped you for somebody else just because she used you to build her confidence. What really happened was you just simply turned her off to the point where she didn't want to see you anymore. He says, "I then met one who came out of an 11-year relationship, and with her I took it slow, but she really needed someone to be with to fill the void, so she found somebody else." And again, I would say you were doing and saying things that were turning her off that caused her just simply not to want to see you anymore. He says, "Do you think I should avoid people who say they have recently come out of a relationship, and how long do you think I should wait?" Well, first off, it would be really helpful in your particular situation because obviously I don't think you've probably read my book yet, because if you'd have read my book, all the light bulbs would be going off in your head and you would realize where you were screwing up with these particular women. But the other thing that you got to keep in mind when a woman is on the rebound, when she just got like this, you're like one's 9 years, the other one's 11 years, that just got out of a relationship. Women in those situations emotionally, they can be hot and cold. One moment they're all fucking over you. The next moment, they're busy, they're unsure of themselves. And the thing you got to keep in mind about that is the ex may be coming into and out of the picture in the background. And so that will happen sometimes. And so when it comes to dating women who just got out of a relationship, the thing that you got to understand about them is you got to love these girls. Women in general, you got to love them in such a way that they feel free. And because they just got out of a relationship, usually they're like, when somebody gets out of a relationship, like, "Oh God, I'm free, I can be myself again. I feel like I lost myself in the relationship." You'll hear women say that a lot. "I feel like I lost myself in the relationship, lost who I was." And so what you need to focus on as a man is you need to stop worrying about relationships and dating and labels and all that bullshit. What you need to simply focus on is creating a fun-filled romantic opportunity for sex to happen. And what that entails, meet her out for coffee, meet her out for tea, meet her out for a drink. If you really like the girl, maybe you know her a little bit, maybe take her to dinner. I've always been a guy that has been successful since I was a teenager. I've worked since I was a kid. I worked in my parents' business. I had a paper route when I was in elementary school. I had a paper route, so I always had money. And as I got, I've always been a guy that's gone after the things he wanted in life, and so I've always had money. And so I never thought anything about. Because, I'll go, I'll give you an example, because sometimes guys they get pissed off, like, "Oh, I don't want to take a girl to sushi or eat steak and lobster and this and that." And it's just, I never really thought about shit that way. If I liked a girl, I'd either meet her out for a drink, a cup of coffee, go out to dinner with her. I'll take my friends out to dinner. I'm used to eating at nice places. I like to eat nice, good, healthy food. I'm not going to be going to McDonald's, but it's like guys that are broke or they don't have a lot of money. It's like, like guys that are in college, they're going to take a girl out to like nickel beer night or dollar beer night. Or they're going to go to McDonald's, or they're going to invite her over to their frat party, or you're going to go and do something that's cheap and inexpensive. Because, simply like guys that are in college, they just don't have a lot of money to spend. And so, I can understand if you're broke as a joke and you don't really have a lot of money, you're not going to be taking a girl and blowing $50 or $100 to take her to a nice sushi place. And more likely, you're not going to take yourself to a nice sushi place. You're just simply not going to frequent those kinds of restaurants. But the idea is it really doesn't matter what you do on the date or where you go. The point is if you properly pre-screen women up front, and that way you make sure you only go out with women who have a high level of attraction and interest in you, it doesn't matter what you do. You can go fucking bowling. You can go meet her for a drink. You can go to dinner, you can go throw some darts, shoot some pool. It really doesn't fucking matter. If the girl is attracted to you, if you're on a scale of 1 to 10, and in her eyes you're at least a 5 or better, it doesn't matter. Just go out and have a good time with her. And then at some point, when she's playing with her hair, or she's touching your arm, or she's standing so close to you that she's literally bumping into you, you just look her in the eyes and say, "I think you just need to get over with and kiss me right now." And you start kissing, making out, and you just say, "Hey, why don't we get out of here and grab a bottle of wine and go back to my place?" And if she's opened, it's like kind of like a trial close. If she's opened them, she's like, that sounds great. Or she'll go, oh, I'm not really comfortable with that yet. And you say, hey, there's a great wine and cheese bar across the street. Why don't we go over there? And so you take her to like 3 different places over the course of an evening. And in essence, it's kind of like 3 different dates. And so when you go through 3 different places, like each place you go, you just see, hey, you want to get out of here? You just ask her again if she's really, because as she gets frisky and she's more touchy-feely and you're kissing out and you're making out and she feels comfortable with you, I mean, you either want to end up at her place or your place so you can seduce her. A man's job in the courtship, the dating phase, the pickup phase is simple. Create a fun-filled romantic opportunity for sex to happen. That's what a date is. Make sure it's in the evening. Don't go to lunches. Don't take a girl to the movies. Go do things in the evening where that, because if you think about this, if you take a girl to lunch on a Saturday at 12, more likely she's probably got plans on Saturday night, probably got plans in the afternoon, so it really is not conducive to you ending up in bed with her later. But if you do something in the evening, that's pretty much what she's going to do for the evening. Therefore, if things go really well, you make a move, you're kissing, you're making out, you're holding hands, you're affectionate towards one another, you can simply invite her to come back to your place for a drink and hang out and hook up. I mean, if she comes back to your place, if she's that comfortable, she'll be more than happy to do that. But like in your particular case here is that you're going out with women and you're turning them off. And like I said, there's obviously things that you're doing and saying when you're on the date that is causing her to perceive you as a guy who really doesn't get it. Or you're making them feel uncomfortable. Maybe you're trying to rush things, or you're talking about dating or relationships or boyfriend-girlfriend, or what are we to each other. Maybe those are the things that you're bringing up. And if you just break it down to its simplest thing, what is a date? A date is an opportunity for sex to happen. That's basically all it is. I mean, because you're physically attracted to one another. You spend time together. You have great conversation. You talk. You make sure the woman's doing 78% of the talking when you're with her. Make a move when the time is appropriate, when she's giving you the signals, when you can tell that she's ready to be kissed. And the idea is to gently lead it so the interaction ends up in the bedroom later. And that's it. That's the same thing you do in the second date, the third date, the fourth date, 6 months after meeting her, 2 years after meeting her. That's what you do. That's what courtship is. That's what romance is. Create an opportunity for sex to happen. That's why men and women get together, because they're physically attracted to one another, and ultimately it leads to sex. That's the whole point of the interaction. So I would encourage you to read my book so you can start figuring out where it is that you've been going wrong. You know, you can download my book right now. It's easy. Go to my website, and underneath the email sign-up box is a box that has a link that'll take you right to the Amazon Kindle download page. Once you get there, if you don't have a Kindle device, just download one of their free e-reader apps for whatever device you want to read it on. So if you have a question you want to ask me, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which will be on the left-hand side of your screen, and send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max, and just give me several days to get back to you with a response. If you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. You can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, and follow the instructions. And if you appreciate the value of the information I offer in these video newsletters, the articles on my website, and my ebook, you can show your appreciation by going to my website right now, and on the Wibbia toolbar at the bottom of your screen, click the PayPal donate button, and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information. And I will talk to you soon.